Millie Weaver reporting for Infowars.com. Well, I came across an interesting find the other day when I saw an old 1930s trolley that was from Pennsylvania. Now, inside this trolley, there were tons of advertisements, and one advertisement really stood out. It was that of Iodent Toothpaste, the iodine-containing toothpaste. It said, "All dentists know the value of iodine, therefore, Iodent Toothpaste." Wow, that's the first time I had ever heard of an iodine-containing toothpaste other than Infowars' Super Blue iodine-containing toothpaste. So I wanted to know what happened. Where did this iodine toothpaste go? Iodent. It was during the 1930s that the American Dental Association began purging many of the dozens, that's right, you heard me, dozens of iodine-containing toothpaste products from their recommendation list. In fact, in the 1920s, the American Dental Association approved Iodent, and it was the only toothpaste that the American Dental Association approved and recommended. So what happened? When did they start replacing iodine-containing toothpaste with fluoride-containing toothpaste? Well, to understand this, we have to understand the age of fluoride. That's right, the discovery and implementation and use of fluoride, both in America and as well as Germany.
Show the benefits of fluoridation will last throughout life.
It wasn't until 1931 in the United States that fluoride was recognized to have an effect on cavities inside the teeth. Well, how did this discovery get made? Well, it was because a Colorado Springs town had an epidemic of fluorosis, essentially brown spotting on their teeth, and dentists could not discover what was causing it. Turns out there was fluoride in the water supply naturally occurring, and that caused a massive problem of fluorosis. They then also discovered that the fluorosis of the teeth actually strengthened the tooth's enamel and made it so that the teeth were less likely to decay. In 1944, the city of Grand Rapids, Michigan, used this study, this information, to justify adding fluoride to its water supply, which then we all know that many other cities and states would later follow suit. German doctors were already using fluoride to treat hyperthyroidism in Germany. It's also interesting to note that the Nazis used fluoride and produced it by the ton. During World War II, IG Farben created tons and tons of fluoride as insecticides to use on their crops. They also created this fluoride to make medicines, one of which was for Bayer's Pardonon, a chemical that was used to treat hyperthyroidism. However, they would later discover the impact of fluoride on the thyroid would blow out the thyroid entirely, and that's why we no longer use fluoride to treat hyperthyroidism today. So within the time period of World War II, the Nazis were known to have put fluoride in the drinking water at concentration camps. Now, why did they do this? Did they put the fluoride in the water so that they would essentially give them hypothyroidism, essentially remove their willpower, to make them tired and fatigued with low energy, poor concentration, and keep them alive longer to do their slave labor? It's also important to note that today in the drug Prozac is fluoride. So essentially you're giving a population a mass drugging to sedate them. So it was between 1931 and 1939 that we saw this massive purge of iodine-containing toothpaste products as well as mouthwashes, with the argument that these companies could not substantiate the therapeutic claims they were making in regards to iodine, setting the precedence that toothpaste companies were only allowed to promote and talk about their effect on the consumer's teeth and nothing else. 1939, Iodent Toothpaste was purged from the American Dental Association's list of recommended remedies for reasons such as claiming therapeutic effects belonging to iodine, which then opened up the door for the insertion of fluoride into our toothpaste, because they were only going to look at and acknowledge the effects that fluoride had on teeth, and they could ignore any of the health effects that fluoride might have on the rest of the human body. During the 30s time period, it's been known that there were goiter epidemics, which were linked to iodine deficiency, so it would have made sense that they would put iodine in their toothpaste products. We've seen studies where excessive amounts of fluoride could actually lead to goiter problems. Upon treating goiter with iodine in the West, communities saw substantial increases in children being born with higher IQs. Studies have shown that pregnant women who are iodine deficient have children with lower IQs, and inversely, pregnant women that have iodine in their system have children with higher IQs. Now, CNN even acknowledged recently a study that linked lower IQs to pregnant women's consumption of fluoride. So are we seeing a purposeful negative impact on American health and IQ, or can we chalk it up to mere coincidence and conspiracy theories?
Do you realize that fluoridation is the most monstrously conceived and dangerous communist plot we have ever had to face?
Go to InfoWarsStore.com to get your Super Blue iodine-containing toothpaste today. InfoWarsStore.com.